And we say good morning to you. We are broadcasting live, one of my favorite places in the whole wide world, with one of my favorite guys, Mike Barnett, of course, from you see the cabinets behind you, you know that I'm a Big John's Closeouts where the hammer high prices is where we are. Rain coming down, we need the rain. I know a lot of folks don't want outdoor activities to be rained out, but boy, we're in a drought condition. We need the rain. So, again, we'll just have to bear with it. I know our graduation tomorrow night has been moved indoors, which I think is a very accurate call. So, anyway, that's what's going on. It's raining outside, but it's nice and dry and toasty in here where we are. Big John's Closeouts here in Elizabeth, where they hammer high prices on this Thursday. A couple of birthdays to tell you about as we get started. Happy birthday to Leo Sayers, 78. The actor Mr. T having a birthday, 74 today. Country musician Cody Johnson having a birthday, 39 today. And NFL quarterback Josh Allen is a birthday boy. Josh Allen is 30 today. Those are the birthdays again on this Thursday. Again, you have the countdown to Cyclone football there on the top of the screen. 92 days to kickoff. We have lots to cover. Teams still playing down in Murfreesboro, the spring playing. Some have been eliminated. Some are still playing. Some got held up with weather yesterday. So you got baseball, softball, and soccer still going down in spring playing down in Middle Tennessee. Apparently it's been kind of a rainy mess, but again, a lot of folks aren't complaining too much because we need the rain, and we do. It's real simple. I don't want things to get rained out, outdoor activities, but we got to have rain. What I read, we're 10 inches below normal. That's a lot of rain, and all the water, all the lakes are down with the TVA. In fact, I watched the guy do a little video update on that the other night, and, you know, Boone Lakes folks are wanting their water up. Well, they all do. So it's not just Boone Lake. All the folks that live around these lakes, the levels are way down. So we need the rain, and it's out there right now. And we don't need a deluge. We just need a steady rain. And so it's what we're getting right now. We're supposed to get rain really all the way through the weekend. Well, it's going to ruin Memorial Day activities, and I get that. So I'm not the weatherman. I'm just the guy telling you it's raining. Now, let me tell you why I love living here. This is the coolest thing. I'm coming down the road here on G Street, and there's a funeral going the other direction. Every single car stopped. I don't know of any other place. Used to do that in West Virginia when I was a kid. But everybody stopped and let that funeral procession go in the opposite direction on G Street 15, 20 minutes ago when I was coming in for the show. And we all stopped and paid our respects. I've seen people in the past, it was raining today, but I've seen people in the past actually get out of the car and salute going down the road the person in the funeral procession. So for those of you who live somewhere else in the country, you think, you do what? Yeah, we stop here in a funeral procession, particularly going in the other direction on a 2-lane road, and we all stopped. And we didn't move out of respect for the family and certainly for the deceased. I thought that was really cool. I don't know where else. They may do it other places in the country. I know they did when I was a kid in West Virginia, but I haven't been home for a long time, so I don't know if they still do that up there or not, but they do it here. Thought it was very neat. So one more reason why I love living where I live here in the hills of East Tennessee. We still stop, pay our respects for folks who have passed away and their families involved in the funeral. All right, here we go. Chris Stapleton, we'll get it kicked off, ready to go. We got a lot to talk about. Mike's going to join us coming over in a few minutes. We've got Jason Blevins due to join us. We've got Andrew McKeon due to join us. We've got Mark Fowler due to join us here at Big John's Closeouts, where hammer high prices heading into Memorial Day weekend.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light was so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight. Oh, the ramparts we walked were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets regular amongst birds singing out, yeah.
And back on the Tom Taylor Sports Show, let's see what's going on in the world of SEC baseball. The Vols got beat yesterday. They're done. And so it's single elimination. So yesterday's scores go like this. Let's see if we get this fixed. Tweak us just a smidge right here. All right, let's see. There you go. Much better. And we got that, and that. So yesterday in the SEC baseball tournament, number 8 Mississippi State defeats number 16 Missouri 12-2. Also yesterday, Florida, the 5th seed, defeating Vanderbilt, the 12th seed in the SEC baseball tournament, 8-3 the final there. Tennessee, Arkansas, the 7th seed, defeating the 10th seed Tennessee 8-4. And then you have Auburn, the number 6 seed, defeating LSU, the number 14 seed, 3-1 the final. So that was all yesterday. So what goes on today, you ask? I'm glad you did. So here we go. Let's see if we can get it. Boom. Here we go. Today's schedule, 1 o'clock, top-seeded Georgia takes on number 8 Mississippi State in the SEC tournament. Also, you have coming up at 4:30, number 4 Alabama takes on number 5 Florida in the SEC baseball tournament. Man, it's really coming down out there, and I love it. It is good. Good. A lot of rain coming. So that's your games today. You have a doubleheader of sorts. Georgia, Mississippi State at 1 o'clock. And Alabama and Florida at 4:30 today in the SEC tournament in Hoover, Alabama. So Tennessee's eliminated. Now, the rumor mill is, the buzz is that Tony Vitello, who's not doing well, they lost 3 in a row and 7 out of 10, the manager of the Giants. The buzz is you may see him take the Arkansas job. So he may jump right back into the college world. We'll see, but they're not doing well. And the talk, the chatter is he may come right back into college baseball, become the new head coach of the Arkansas Razorbacks. We'll see. That's very rumor mill, gossipy, but that's what they're saying. All right, let's take a look at baseball, softball, and soccer in the state spring fling. We got Jason's going to join us, and Mike's going to join us, and Mrs. I'm very excited about this. Mrs. Blevins is here. Yes, she's going to talk. Why? Because there's a house on G Street that's loaded with historical significance that she lived there. So she can tell you firsthand about this house they got going on that's for sale from Randall Birchfield Real Estate Auction. All right, single A baseball. University High eliminated. Junior Bucks knocked out of the tournament. Richland, Dresden, Eagleville, Coalfield are still going on in single A. 2A, it's White House Heritage and Westview, and Milan and Smith County in 2A baseball. In 3A, the Greenville Green Devils still going. Heritage and Crockett County on one side of the bracket. Greenville will take on at 2 o'clock today. They will take on Alcoa. That'll be a heck of a ball game. Greenville and Alcoa. That'll be played today again in Smyrna in the 3A baseball tournament. Then in 4A, you have Farragut and Collierville and Houston and Ravenwood still going on in 4A baseball. So we still have one standing from Northeast Tennessee, the Greenville Green Devils. University High, of course, has been eliminated. In single A softball, North Green playing at 1:30 today in a stay-alive game. North Green losing yesterday to McEwen, 2-1, and the Lady Huskies play at 1:30 today to take on the winner of the Gordonsville-Dresden game. I think it got held up because of weather. They're going to finish that one, and so that's the opponent. In 2A softball, you have Marion County moving into the semifinals. Unicoi County still alive. They're playing at 9 o'clock this morning. So surely we'll get a score update on that before it's over with, because they played at 9, and I'm sure it's over by now. I'll have to double-check. Unicoi County taking on Adamsville in the losers bracket of the 2A softball state tournament. In 3A, you have Crockett County alive, McNairy Central still alive. Crockett has been eliminated. They got beat by Crockett County 8-3 and by Alcoa 14-2. The Lady Pioneers are eliminated. But Cock County still playing. They call them Big Red, the softball team, playing at 9:30 this morning against Stone Memorial. See if we can get an update on that for you as well. Then in 4A softball, East Hamilton, Maryville, Summit, Stewart's Creek, Dixon County, Lincoln County, all still playing in 4A softball. So that's what's going on there. In soccer, the locals, our Elizabethton Cyclone boys, eliminated, but they still won a game down there and kind of set the bar high for the future soccer program, Elizabethton. So you have Independence Academy and Gatlinburg Pittman playing for the single A state soccer championship tomorrow at 1:30. Station Camp, who beat The Cyclones 5-1. They'll play South Doyle, who blanked South Gibson 3-0. So South Doyle and Station Camp tomorrow in the AA Soccer State Championship. And in AAA, the Bearden Bulldogs take on Ravenwood tomorrow at 11 o'clock in the morning for the 3A State Soccer Championship. So still have some teams playing. Some have been sent home, and that's okay. Still was when you get there, just to get there, it's something. Now, obviously, you want to win once you get there, but it was still a good ride for the ones that made it. Unfortunately, got knocked out, but that's okay. All right, quick break. We'll come right back. Jason Blevins in the house. Mike Barnett's in the house. We're loaded. It's peppering down the rain. We like it. We need the rain. We're in drought. As I said, I saw that night a guy from the TVA came on and did a little video presentation. Said we're 10 feet off the mark in some places because we're down 10 inches of rainfall. Folks, that's very significant. And for as much as we want activities outside not to be rained out, we need the rain in a lot of ways, for a lot of reasons, for a lot of people. Certainly our farmers, people live around the lakes, just for a lot of reasons, we need rainfall. Not a torrential downpour. We don't want another Helene, of course, but we want a steady rain, which is what we're getting outside right now. So we got rain in the forecast really all the way through the weekend, which we need. Quick break, right back after this on show number 2502 at the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Therapy Services, great sponsor of Cyclone Sports and the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Why Physical Therapy Services? A lot of folks out there that do what you do. Why PTS?
Nobody does it the way that we do it. There are other people out there that say that they are, and I want to air quote, sports PTs. There's no one out there that is truly a sports physical therapy clinic. We've been in business since 1980, and we continue to be in business after people have been bought and sold, folded. The reason why we continue to stay in business is twofold. Number one, we're a little crazy, which is fun. But number two, and the most important thing, is we always take care of the patient first. You take care of the patient first. This is what my dad always taught me. You take care of the patient first, everything else will fall into place.
Locations? Where you have locations?
1975 West Elk Avenue. That's where my clinic is, where I work primarily. And then we have a pediatric location as well at the Medical Care Building at 1500 West Elk Avenue.
Physical Therapy Services. Last question, real quick. What's the phone number?
423-543-0073.
Physical Therapy Services, proud sponsor of Cyclone Sports and the Tom Taylor Sports Show. We're talking to our buddy Dr. Eric Carter from Lingerfeld Drug Center, one of our proud sponsors of the show and Cyclone Sports. A lot of pharmacies out there, a lot of drugstores out there. Why, in your humble opinion, should we come and trade at Lingerfeld Drug Center?
Yes, I think our customers are our family. We treat people how I'd want my family to be treated. And that's, we can come in after hours for you if you need, or deliver to you. I think we just go the extra mile. A lot of times at a big chain or something, if you need a refill and it's out of refills, it's too bad. But we'll call the doctor, send them messages, and keep bothering them until they get them sent in to us. So we want to do everything we can to make sure our customers have their medicine and are happy.
Customer service, folks. Again, Lingerfeld Drug Center down here beside Carter County Bank in downtown Elizabethton. Proud sponsor of Cyclone Sports and the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
Our success is your success.
Back in the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Now, this is really cool. I thought I was going to do some arm twisting, but she said, "No, I'll come talk about this on." Tell everybody who you are.
Good morning. I'm Ashley Blevins.
Yep. And Ashley Blevins.
Ashley Birchfield. Now I'm Blevins.
She's a Birchfield Blevins, and she is the better half of the Jason Ashley show. And so I said a while ago, this is the Rose and Thorn segment. I'll be the thorn, she be the rose, and the other thorn's over there. He's going to come in just a second. But here's something really cool. They've got a house for sale. It's not any house. It's her old home place on G Street here in Elizabethton, which is packed full of history. She brought all these little tidbits. We were talking the other day at the the baseball signing for J.D. Hooks and Red Slagle. We started talking about the home. I asked Jason to come talk about it, and she started telling me stories about it that, of course, she lived there. And I thought, well, why don't you come tell you know it firsthand, you lived there. So it's full of all kinds of history, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, tell us about it, would you please?
Well, I'm not really sure which stories are actual truth. I mean, I've got, like, my mom had researched it, and from what she had, she said that the Thomas home on December 12th, 1876, John Sisson Thomas purchased the home and 434 acres from William Turley of Knox County, Tennessee, for $10,000 cash in hand. And that's from the Carter County Deed Book, page 596. Now, I've not verified this, and I really do need to research it myself. So,
But 434 acres around G Street, that goes a long way, a lot of different directions.
One of the stories I heard said that the land went all the way to Jonesboro at one point, but I think originally it was, from what the paperwork I've read, says that the same guy that built the Sabine House, he was a general, a brigadier, Nathaniel Green Taylor, had owned part of that land too, but he I think I heard that his son, I think, built the house. But then I've also got paperwork where it says that it was the land, and that I guess that's William Turley was the one who built the house. So I'm not really sure if it was the Taylors or if it was the Thomases, or if it was this Turley.
Yeah.
So,
But either way, any of those three T's, they built a really, really nice home. It's still there. It's still rock solid. What's the street address?
1906 West G.
1906 West G. You lived there, and you were telling me the other day that it's double brick. Tell me about that. How well it's built.
It burned in 1860, late 1860s, and so they rebuilt it. And I know, like, when we put a pool in the backyard, my dad did, and when my sister and my dad were out there planting flowers and stuff, they found, like, dishes from the kitchen was outdoors.
How
a
cool.
long time ago, old pieces of dishes.
Wow.
And,
So a true piece of history of Elizabethton.
yeah.
Found dishes and such out there digging for the pool. That's pretty cool. So it was double bricked on the inside, or is double bricked.
Yes.
So it's
They
well
put an
insulated.
extra layer of brick up when it burned. Yeah.
Well insulated.
Yeah.
It has how many bedrooms?
4 bedrooms.
4 bedrooms and
2 baths.
And 2 baths.
1 bath downstairs and 1 upstairs.
Full of history. Now there's been showings. He showed it the other day. So there's been showings. People have been looking at it. But it's a true piece of not only Elizabeth, but really Northeast Tennessee history, because for folks who may not know, there was an event called War of the Roses, and it happened on the front lawn of this particular property.
That's a story we've heard. Alfred and Nathaniel Taylor had 2 sons. Well, he had more than that, but he had 2 that ran in Congress. I think it was ran for governor. One was a Democrat and one was a Republican.
Really?
So they got up and told their speeches.
So out of the same family, had one boy as a Democrat, one boy as a Republican.
Yeah.
That made interesting dinner talk, I'm sure. I'm sure. Wow. So the War of the Roses was an event. Was it a debate? What was the actual War of the Roses? Because I know.
I don't remember if I've got paperwork on it. It was in 18. I think the War of the Roses was before they ran for governor.
It's probably a debate of sorts, I would think. I have to double check, but
Yeah.
it was here in Elizabethton, and it was on the front lawn, and reportedly, but I can't imagine people making this stuff up because somebody out there would say, no, that's not right. So I'm going to go with it because
Yeah.
the historians, the War of the Roses was a big event involving the Taylor family on the front lawn. So point to all this is it's for sale. It's near and dear to her heart because it was her home when you lived there for how many years?
Well, I was older when my mom and dad bought it, and my dad and mom fixed it up. So I did live there for a while though. I think it was '99, so I was in college.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah.
But it's still your home place. I mean, it's
Yeah.
still what you
I
call
mean,
home.
that's where they were the longest,
Sure.
so it's my home place. Yeah.
Absolutely. So it's for sale. Mom's in glory, so the need to sell the home is there. It's 1906 West G Street.
Mm-hmm.
I told you the other day that it's been a couple of years ago. I actually stopped in the middle of the road one Christmas night or Christmas holiday season and took a picture because it was. I told my girls in the car, I said, it's like a Southern Living magazine because it was so cool how it was decorated. It's is it by definition a Victorian home?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's a Victorian home. See, that's impressive. Usually I can't even get that right. So a Victorian home, but it's beautiful, and it was very beautifully decorated at Christmas time. So right now it's for sale, and so the man's getting ready to come up here in just a second and let you tell you a little bit more about the home. But I thought it'd be cool to have her come by and kind of give the historical significance of it. Living there? What was the coolest part of the home for you?
Probably Christmas because my mom loved Christmas.
Decorated
Made
it up
fun.
inside and outside.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. I would love to have been in there because it probably did look like a Southern Living. If it did on the outside, I know it probably did on the inside too. So anyway, so tomorrow night, switching gears, she's gonna be a mama tomorrow night because the little guy's graduating, so there'll be 2 down, 1 more to go, right?
Right.
Yeah.
It's exciting.
The Buzz Bomb. What grade will she be in next year?
She'll be an upcoming sophomore. Well, she'll be a sophomore.
Yeah.
Yep.
Phew, boy, she's a crackerjack. Gets that from the Blevins side, right?
Yeah.
Yes, there you go. That's awesome. So tomorrow night, Jack, who we called with football and baseball, is graduating tomorrow night. We're streaming it. It'll be indoors. I think they made the right call. And so we'll be indoor streaming the graduation of the class of 2026. One of those, what's his middle name?
Robert, after my grandfather's, and I think you've got family members named Robert.
So does it go by Jack or Jackson?
Jack.
So
Yeah.
if I was up there, I'd go Jack Robert Blevins, right? Get his diploma.
Actually, probably Jackson.
Jackson.
I don't know. Yeah,
All right.
he's just always gone by Jack.
But his official name on the diploma will
It's
be
Jackson.
All right. So
Yeah.
tomorrow night, let me do it again. Jackson Robert Blevins, and he'll buzz across, get his diploma, and there'll be a few tears shed, and away you go. He's gonna go to UT, right?
ETSU.
ETSU.
Yeah.
Okay, gonna go to ETSU. It's awesome. Well, I know.
Lord willing.
Yeah.
We hope.
Yeah, that's it. Amen.
Yeah.
He'll be there. He'll do well. He's a good kid. Big future ahead of him. So anyway, this was impromptu. This is not what she normally does, so it's out of her comfort zone to a point. But I thought she did a great job. So
Well,
thank you for coming. It's awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah, it was a good job. All right, we'll take a quick break. Her hub is here. He will talk about it more next, right after this, from Big John's Closeouts. Talking to Mike Barnett, the owner of Big John's Closeouts, proud sponsor of the Tom Dillon Sports Show and Cyclone Sports. Why buy here from the local guy versus the big box chain stores?
Well, I think, one of the things you have to consider when you're talking about buying local is you're supporting people that live in your community, that worship with you, that are involved in civic groups with you, that your neighbors, people that you've known for years, and also, the proceeds stay right here in Carter County. They go to not only pay the taxes here and stuff, which any business that exists here does, but it supports athletic programs, it supports nonprofits, it supports needs within the community, maybe where you've got a veteran that has a need or something that we can help offset the cost through discounts or donations, and stuff. Then we get hit with that quite a bit, as far as that nature. So we're able to help the community as well as encourage our young people, both from small all the way up through high school, with banners, sponsoring their sports teams and stuff of that nature. Plus, we have a vested interest in helping the customer that comes in. We want them to get the right item for the job and leave with what they need to finish that job. We want to listen to them, understand what they're doing, and they're not just to us just a number, if you would. They're someone we want to build a relationship with and a friendship with that trust us.
Pretty simple, folks. Be loyal, buy local, and buy from Big John's Closeouts in downtown Elizabethton, where the hammer high prices. Proud sponsor of Cyclone Sports and the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Back on the Tom Taylor Sports Show, we're going down history lane here. It's really cool. So that little statue, that monument that I pass every day on G Street, there's a story behind that too. First off, good morning. How you doing?
I'm hanging in there. About you?
I'm doing good. I just got a tickle. So you've got this listing that used to be her home, and you showed it what, yesterday, day before?
It was shown yesterday. It's going to be shown again Friday, so hopefully we'll get some interest in it. It's shocking, really. It's priced $25,000 under what it was appraised for by an appraiser.
Oh, really?
A few months ago. So
wow.
It needs to go to somebody. It's a nice place.
Well, if you're a history buff, 4-bedroom, 2-bath, Victorian, 2 levels, 3 levels, 3 stories, 2 stories. 2 stories.
It's got an old cellar underneath. I mean, it's a beautiful old home. You've got the old heart of pine floors downstairs that are,
the
original stuff. Beautiful.
Wow.
Staircase is gorgeous.
Wow.
You've got, the staircase, second staircase going down from the master bedroom upstairs down to the kitchen. So, I mean, it's pretty neat. You've got a second access there.
So, did Ashley's mama, the outside was beautiful. I'm sure she decorated inside at Christmas.
Oh, yeah, decorated, looked like the Biltmore.
Oh, yeah. What
a
comparison.
Christmas trees everywhere, decorations everywhere.
So it could be yours if you'll give him a call and walk through it.
Give us a call and walk through it at least. And it's sitting on 1.5 acres in the city. I know it's on G Street, which is a little busy, but that's also convenient to everything. So
location. So at one point it's part of 434 acres. So, gosh, I don't know how far 434 acres would go, but I know that little monument on down the street on G Street that I pass every day and I always want to stop. The stone monument's part of the Kings Mountain, and that was part of the property. So
I believe so back then. It's pretty neat. It's really a lot of history there. It's not on the historical registry, which is a good thing. So you can do with it what you want. You're not bound by that historical board to tell you that you can't put this type of window in it or can't paint it a certain color. But yeah, it's a beautiful place, and
we want to show it.
Make a great place for a family, that's for sure.
And you want to show it.
Absolutely.
What's the phone number to call to get it?
423-543-5959 or my cell, 423-335-5338. You can see it on our website, birchfieldauctions.com.
335-5338.
That's my cell number.
See how dovetails right into what's coming up next month, which is the official outdoor drama, State of Tennessee Liberty, which is all kind of ties in. We are so blessed and so rich in history right here, and this home is one of those. So 1906, what Ashley said?
1906 West G. Talking about history, I always watched Outlander. It's a TV show that was on Stars, and they just finished that series, and they finished with the battle at Kings Mountain. That was the end of the show. It was pretty neat. They actually mentioned Sycamore Shoals in one sentence, but that was the only thing they did. They didn't mention, because Elizabeth, and I don't know that it really even existed. Tennessee didn't exist back then.
At that
it was
point.
part of North Carolina at that point. So
yeah. So it's a lot of history in his home, folks, and he's got it for sale. Again, you heard the phone number. We'll give it to you again here in just a second. So you've got other things going on. What else is happening right now?
Yeah, we've got some auctions, I believe, that'll be coming up. Potentially one here in the city. I don't know if it's going to be an auction yet or if it's going to be a listing, but it's over on Fuller Avenue. Another estate, I can't say who it is yet, but we'll have 2 or 3 out of that one. They'll all be in Carter County. Got a couple listings. One new listing just listed, 708 West D Street. Small house down here. It's around 1,100 square feet, 2-bedroom, 2-bath. Down here, right walking distance to the high school. It's right there across the street from the high school, basically. So
West D is in dog.
239.9 on that house. I'm going to have one down here across from Food City down in that area. I think it's on Ray Street. I have to look. But I'm doing a little survey work on that one, getting some lines straightened out on it, and that one will probably be in the 400 range. It's a big big older home, really nice house.
What's the market like right now? Hot, cold, lukewarm?
It's warm.
Lukewarm.
The higher price stuff again is struggling just because of the, you're still at 6.1, 6.5% interest rate, so that's a big deal when you're paying $600,000 for a house. Payment's $4,000. That's where 5 years ago that payment was $2,500.
Yeah.
That's your difference in a 2.9 interest rate and a 6.5.
Wow.
It's a big difference.
So the hot properties right now are what? What price range?
Anything under 350 to anything under really 400 still selling pretty well. I had one in Hampton I put on the market and it sold in a week. We had competing offers. It was sold for 390 and was priced at 380. So
wow.
We've had some pretty good closings. I closed one up on the lake, one in Fall Branch, both over 600,000. They were pretty big prices, but they were cash buyers for both of them, so they didn't have to get a loan.
In state or out of state?
One in state, one out of state.
Yeah.
One from Miami, Florida, and
wow.
one from right here in Elizabethton.
Got a lot of folks moving in, don't we?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Hey, Randall Birchfield real estate auction. This is our buddy Jason Blevins, and so if you want to take a look at this particular home we're talking about or anything else, phone number is 335-5338.
That's my cell number. Yep, we'll sell you anything.
That's it.
We need listings too. We're busy as far as that goes. We just need some more listings. We get them sold once we get them listed. With this higher price one, we've just had some problems with it, but we'll get it. Some folks, like I said in the beginning, that house takes a specific individual that wants an older home.
Mm-hmm.
It's an older home, historic. You're going to have to do work to it every now and then just because it's an older home. But it's going to take a specific person to want that type of house.
335-5338 is his number to call. Say, I'd like to take a look, or hey, I may want to have him list the property. Whatever you want, that's the phone number gets the whole thing going.
Like I've said before, we're a one-stop real estate shop.
There you go.
You can auction, you can real estate, we can appraise. So we do all three things in all three phases of the real estate business we do. So
you do it full time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, right. We're not a part-time company. We're in there every day, all day. We don't have a second job that we have to go work or anything else.
It actually works with you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So there you go. It's a mom and pop team. So
I
tomorrow,
believe it's 50 years now. I'd have to look. 1977, I think, is when Randall started it. Started his own business. He started in 74 and then started his own in 77. So we're working on the 50th year here, I think.
Wow.
Coming up on it.
It's awesome. So he's graduating one tomorrow night.
Whew, man, it's been tough. Been an emotional month.
Yeah.
Baseball ending the way it did, and
yeah.
And then, senior tea yesterday, all those videos with all that,
That may be one of the coolest things they do is let the seniors go back to their respective grade school and walk through, and
mm-hmm.
they're like rock stars. All the kids are hitting their hands and have a little tea. And
I didn't think I was going to cry, and I cried like a baby.
Mm-hmm.
oh, I'm sure. So that's what got me too when mine graduated. It's like, really? Because you see them when they're little peeps, and some of the teachers were still there that taught them back in the day, and now they're big peeps. And so, yeah, it's very emotional. So
that's just something that makes Elizabethton special is those type of events. You've got that. You circle back to where you started. Homecoming football, I love that week when they football team, cheerleaders, and the band. All the seniors circle back around to where they went to elementary school. They hit all the elementary schools, and it's just a really cool event. The small kids love it. Jack's still got a T-shirt somewhere that's Rollins signed, and when he was at elementary, when Rollins was at high school, elementary school, Jack was at here McCormick. So I've got pictures of them when they had their arms signed and all that stuff.
Oh, yeah.
It's
a great place.
It's a great place.
Yep.
Bring your kids here, folks. We need them.
Yep. There's a lot of out of zone tuition students coming too. I was told. So, man, I appreciate you.
Yeah, appreciate you too.
He's a starting lineup sponsor. We're going to carry right into Jack's graduating. He's got one coming. Now, does she play sports?
She's a cheerleader. She's thinking about running track, but she, as you know, she dances also with Watts. So that's very busy, but she'd love to run tracks. We may get her in that too. We'll see. So, Chris Ann may hang us, but it is what it is.
It is what it is.
Yep.
So anyway, he'll be back, and you see on the screen 92 days, 7 hours. We start things Science Hill football, brand new athletic year. And so he's going to be our starting lineup sponsor again. We're very excited about that. So it will be here before you know it, sir.
Time is a thief, man.
Got that
It's
right.
the biggest thief of all.
Whew, amen, brother.
Mm-hmm.
All right, quick break. Again, this is Jason Blevins, Randall Birchfield Real Estate Auction, 335-5338, 5338. Give him a call. We'll take a break. Mike's here next from Big John's Closeouts. We hammer high prices heading to Memorial Day weekend sale right after this from the Eagle Center. Shop here at the Eagle Center for the spring and summer.
Hallelujah for spring and summer, right?
Right.
So we have a lot of things for your home to add to your decor, both indoor and outdoor. Pictures, pillows, mirrors. We have furniture. We have all kinds of Easter decor, all kinds of gifts for Mother's Day coming up after that. So it's a wonderful place to shop. I have 48 vendors, and they keep things moving, keep things fresh, bring things in all the time. We have old things, new things, all things in between.
Where do we find you on social media?
We're on Facebook under Eagle Center Co-op and on Instagram, Eagle Center Antiques.
Hours are open?
We're open 10 to 5, Monday through Saturday.
Things tell a story.
When people no longer can.
Our great sponsor, come downtown in Elizabethton and shop. Think spring and summer at the Eagle Center. Be loyal, buy local, and buy at the Eagle Center in downtown Elizabethton. Proud sponsor of the Tom Daly Sports Show and Elizabethton Cyclone Sports, the Eagle Center, downtown Elizabethton.
Thank you.
Brumman Sports Shop in downtown Elizabeth with your favorite school's T-shirts, polos, or hoodies. They can put your school, church, or company's logo on lots of different styles of hats, including Nike and Richardson and now Travis Matthew. Windbreakers, sublimated shirts, pullovers, koozies. They can order for any area school and your favorite team. Dry fit sleeveless hoodies, Nike dry fit t-shirts, women's and toddler sizes. You can order any uniform for any sport, including the pants or shorts from Brumman Sports Shop. And they always have a clearance rack to save you money. Plaques, trophies, medals, and ribbons, and all the engraving is done in-house. And they offer hard-to-find Letterman jackets of your favorite school for guys, ladies, and now elementary and middle school athletes too. And they offer all the different sports patches as well. Brumman Sports Shop, downtown Elizabeth, and Facebook, Instagram, website, BrummanSportsShop.com, phone 542-2321, Brumman Sports Shop in downtown Elizabethton.
After a long, hard day at work, all you want to do is relax at home, right? But how can you possibly relax when your home's not comfortable? If you want to feel more comfortable at home, give Advanced Heat Pump Systems a call today. With over 30 years of experience and the most innovative solutions, you can rest assured that Advanced Heat Pump Systems will make your home more comfortable. Give them a call today, 926-2665, or visit them online at advancedheatpump.com.
Is that not cool? She came talk about that house. I thought that was cool.
Oh, yes.
I love it.
Well, you know, you were mentioning some of the historical stuff. You know, naturally, we're getting ready to start Liberty on the 5th of June, you know, as we get into another season of it. But, you know, you'd mentioned the Sabine Hill. You know, that's one of the three basic sites that our park system up here covers through Sycamore Shoals, which is Sycamore Shoals proper, and then, of course, Carter Mansion.
Mm-hmm.
And the newest addition is Sabine Hill, of
Mm-hmm.
course, which was Taylor Home, and, you know, a number of, you know, fairly important people in our history came out of that home as far as that nature. But I was able to go in that home a little bit as they were doing some remodeling, you know, being on the board, and Jennifer would allow me to go in as long as I didn't get in any workers' way or anything. So once in a blue moon, I would go in there and look, and it was just amazing to see. You know, they were trying to utilize as much as they could of the original, like the flooring that's in it.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, the huge beams that support that house are still, you know, the original beams. The fireplaces are pretty much original. They had some dental molding that was stored in the shed that was on the property there on the left, which is just a gravel area now. But there used to be a shed there, and there was all kind of dental mold that was stored up overhead in there that they were able to refinish, rework, repair a little bit, and put back in the home. And so, there's a number of items in, Sabine Hill that date all the way back into the early 1800s.
It's awesome.
And just the stairways and the architecture that is in that home that was handmade. They didn't have machines, didn't have lathes, didn't have any of that stuff. They all done it by hand. And it's just amazing, and just the beauty of it, and very gifted tradesmen.
I appreciate he is an integral part of the Liberty production every year. It's the official outdoor drama of the great state of Tennessee. What I think, and you know this better than I, we got to make sure our young people stay plugged in. We can't let all this just kind of fizzle. We got to get the young people to be interested in our history, and a lot of them are, because this area is so rich in history from a lot of different Revolutionary War, the Civil War, right on through. So I appreciate him being a spokesperson much as he can be. And Leslie comes on Mondays, talk about Sycamore Shoals. So as I said, we got to keep the next generation got to get plugged in, keep the historical thing going.
Well, you think about it, their 250th year anniversary, as we're celebrating all that, and there's a lot of programs I'm sure will be going on nationwide as well as locally and stuff of that nature. But, one of the things that we promote is we had what was really recognized as the first free and independent government on this continent down here at Sycamore Shoals, in 1772, before, they decided to declare independence from Great Britain, in 1776. So, we got a lot to hang our head on here in this region, very rich historical things. And, you're right. We want to keep that out there because it's really not taught in schools necessarily anymore as they've moved on into more recent history or more world history. But, this community right here, and there's still a lot of people in our community that don't really realize what went on here in this one little section.
Yep.
You talked about the monument that you drove by on
G
Street. That is a marker of basically about where the fort was, at that time. And of course there were settlements around it and everything that was, sort of fortified after we had to deal with some Cherokee that weren't happy that we made a land purchase. And, so all that ties together. And, come see Liberty. You'll learn about our history. You'll see it enacted out by people representing, John Sevier and John Carter and Landon Carter and the Youngs and all these other people, and Bonnie Kate and all the people that were instrumental in formulating what is now Tennessee.
So that's the beauty of this show. People said they tune in all the time. You never know what you're going to be talking about, and so we don't. But Liberty will be starting June the 5th and run every weekend in the month of June. Again, it is the official, not just because this is our nation's 250th. It's always been the official, since I've been around, the official outdoor drama of the state of Tennessee. So it'll be coming up. And another cool part about it, when we get on to Big John's Closeout, another part about it is where you go watch the actual event at the amphitheater on the grounds of Sycamore Shoal is where it really happened. So you're walking on the ground where this event took place.
They the Over Mountain Men, they left. They had people that come in from neighboring states, neighboring counties, and they left here to go to Kings Mountain because they didn't want Ferguson to come here to where their homesteads were, where their families were, their children, their wives, their neighbors were. So they decided it would be better to take, as we tell in the drama, better to take the fight to him than to wait on him to come here. And so, the one unique thing was, when you start looking at it, and you'll learn that in the drama too, is, a lot of our people were hunters. The basic people in the settlement, they survived by farming and hunting, and doing stuff like that. And so, our guys were very good shots. And we were able to understand that the way that you get game and the way that you are able to bring food on the table is you have to be fairly stealth, I guess is a good word to use, and how you hunt. The British were very regimented. They marched in columns, they had the drums and all that stuff and the fancy uniforms. We were just a bunch of raw-boned, people from the frontier, but we knew how to hide behind trees and bushes and how to actually be able to fire and not be seen and then get away. and then reload and be able to hit them again. And I think it really confused the British. They tried to stay with their structured and regimented type formations, and they paid the price.
Cost them.
They sure did.
So that's just a snapshot. She will be back on Tuesday. Leslie, a little snapshot of what's going on with Liberty. Before we get into you and what's going on here, is there a website to get Liberty?
Yes, you can go to libertydrama.com. And you can learn stuff. You can go to the park's website at Sycamore Shoals and get information of that nature on it. About how to pre-order tickets, times, and dates of the show. Keep in mind the first 2 weekends in June we only do a Friday and Saturday show. The last 2 full weekends in June, we do Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. And that third Thursday of June is Veterans Night, unless it's rained out. That will be Veterans Night, where veterans and an escort or their significant other get in free.
LibertyDrama.com. So there's where you want to go to find out more. We're here again at Big John's Closeouts. We're hammer high prices. Memorial Day, it's hard to believe. Somebody the other day we're talking Valentine's Day. Here it is, Memorial Day.
Yeah.
I swear it goes by. So we got a big sale going on. This is the time of year, as you well know, getting ready to do picnicking, maybe a get-together this weekend for Memorial Day. Want your deck stained or your fencing stained or whatever, we've got it right here. We've got a rebate going on with Cabot.
Yeah, Cabot is getting ready to start their rebate, and that's going to be starting here this weekend. You're going to have your rebate running through, what does it say? I didn't pull one of the slips off. Is it through the 31st?
31st, yep.
Yeah, it runs through May 22nd through May 31st. You get $15 per gallon rebate, which is a mail-in rebate, that you can utilize. This is the time of year when people really start thinking about, school's out. We're going to have people on our deck or our front porch. We got our fence that runs around the house. It needs to be touched up because we're going to have, get-togethers, barbecues, cookouts, whatever the case may be. So we want to get, things sort of fixed up and done. So come in. We've got everything that Cabot makes pretty much. You've got your regular pre-mixed, semi-transparent stains. We also have bases. Now, we've got bases in the semi-transparent that you're seeing here. We have bases in the semi-solid, which, is not really a solid color like a paint, but it's not a semi-transparent where you see all the grain. You do see some. We have that, and then we have the actual solid stains that we can mix in just a huge variety of colors. Any kind of color that you need to go with what you're wanting to do, we can mix it. And of course, we mix it free of charge. There's no extra charge. It's built into the pricing. We've got the colorant and everything else to go from there, and we also keep Cabot's most, rich formulated stain, which is the Australian timber oil stain. We keep it in a number of colors, that we have there, honey teak and, the cedars and the redwoods and natural. We keep that in stock. We have it here in good quantities and stuff of that nature. And of course, we always talk about it. You've got old decks. You're not really ready to replace your deck and do everything with it, but yet it's looking a little bit aged. It's getting a little bit rougher. It has some rough places within the surface of the deck. Deck Correct is a coating, and we can mix it into all kind of different colors, from all the way from redwood into beiges and grays and even greens and things of that nature, moss colored. We can mix it. You can coat this on. It's like a coating. It has a texture, so it's not slippery at all. It's almost like a sand texture to a certain extent, but not quite that much. But yet it coats, covers, seals your splinters, seals your cracks. It seals everything on that top surface of that deck, so you can extend the life of that deck by quite a few years with Deck Correct. Do remember that if you're working on your deck. At the same time, they're owned by the same companies. They do Valspar rebates that go on during the same time frame. It's also a $12 rebate on the Valspar medallion. It's not a $15, it's a $12 rebate on the interior and exterior Valspar medallion paint, which is a paint and primer. You don't have to worry about priming. any of your surface and stuff, you can go right ahead and use it. We have both the interior and exterior pre-mixed course in white. These comes in different finishes. You can do flat, you can do a satin, you can do a semi-gloss. We have all the bases and all three of those flat, satin, or semi-gloss that we can mix to the color you need for the interior of your home, or the exterior of your home with the medallion and stuff of that nature. So, we can cover you inside or out, during this rebate period. And remember, it only runs through, the 31st of May. So you need to come in. We can ring you up. We can run you an extra copy of your receipt. We can print that off, and then and give you the form that you need to mail in. It normally takes a month or two to get your rebates because they get so many. I mean, it goes on nationwide, so you can imagine what they're going through, and trying to get all the rebates out. And so, do come in and see us on that. But, also, we talked in the past about, American made and utilizing things that are a little bit more of made in America. When you're doing your staining projects and stuff of that nature, you've got to have brushes, rollers, roller frames, paint pans, things of that nature. We've got all the Worcester line of brushes and stuff of that nature. I just brought a 3-inch one there, and you can actually take it out of the package if you want to and show people that.
Worcester, Ohio.
But it is, we've got everything that you need to be able to put your stain or do your painting project here, including extinction handles. We sell quite a few of these. A lot of people like a good high quality reusable extension handle. We keep a fiberglass extension handle that you can extend out. You can tighten it back up, then you're ready to go, and you're ready to do what you need to do. We keep it in 2 to 4 foot, 3 to 6 foot, 4 to 8 foot. So if you're working in tall areas outside trying to paint the end of your house, gable ends or whatever, we've got an extension handle that'll work with you. It's got a metal tip to it, so it's going to last. It's going to be very durable. You can use this thing over and over and over again. So, we've got everything you need to make your project work.
So your price point on this, you'd think $40 or $50, $16.99 for this every day. Again, you mentioned Worcester, Ohio for the paint. Now the paint brushes. Now the stain Cabot is made in Cleveland, Ohio, so it's American made too.
Right.
So when you're buying it here from a mom and pop store, be loyal, buy local, and buy it from Big John's, because the big box stores don't sponsor what we do every day, nor do they sponsor the Cyclones, but he does. So this is $16.99. These brushes in different sizes and prices, they go again.
Sure. That happens to be $8.99 for the one you've got right there, and that's one of our better sellers.
Made in Worcester,
Ohio. It's a good silver
Ohio.
tip. It's got a good, it retains a good amount of the product that you're putting on your surface. It has a very good finish line with it, so you can do very detailed work with it. But I don't want to, mention stains without touching before we go into, your next segment or whoever you're interviewing next. And then I've got some specials we'll go over in the last segment. But, we also keep, and we've mentioned it in the past, a ready seal stain. Now, if you're doing a new deck, you're not restaining, you're not trying to match something, you've got new wood and stuff of that nature, and you're doing a new deck, Ready Seal is a wonderful option if you don't want to, buy a Cabot stain or something of that nature, because there's a number of colors, ready mixed colors that they keep, about 8 or so, and we keep all of them. That is a stain and seal for exterior wood, either decks, fences, whatever, walkways, whatever you want to put it on, where you do not have to worry about your lap marks. You don't have to worry about your runs and streaks and stuff of that nature. You don't have to worry about the fact that you have to, try to work around unpredictable summer weather where you may get a storm blow in 3 hours from now. This stuff is pretty much goof proof after about 30 minutes to an hour. If it rains, it's not going to streak. It's not going to wash off. It's not going to be a problem. If you want to stain part of your deck and then go in and get with the family and sit down and have a meal, at lunch or whatever, and you come back out and you start with a lot of your stains, sometimes if you're not really careful how you try to bleed that back in, you'll see where you stopped and where you started. You'll have that lap marks. Well, with Ready Seal, you don't. You know, you can go in, you can come right back out and start right at the spot you stopped and continue to go, and you won't see any lap marks and
That's
stuff
awesome.
of that nature. So it is a really good product. We sell quite a bit of it. It's like $44.99 for a gallon. We keep 5-gallon buckets in all the major, you know, colors that you're looking at for about $1.99. So if you've got a big project and you want to handle a 5-gallon bucket, we've got those too, but we've got plenty of gallons.
It's all right here again at Big John's Closeout with the Hammer High Prices, located here in Elizabethton. Hours are open.
Well, we're here from 7:30 to 6, you know, on Monday through Friday, 8 to 4 on Saturday.
Social media, how do we find you?
Well, you've got a number of places. You can go to Experts with an S at Big John's with an S, Closeouts with an S.com. You can also go if you're looking at like cabinets or have questions about cabinetry or something of that nature. You can go to Cabinets with an S at BigJohnsCloseouts.com. They can email me at Mike, M-I-K-E, at BigJohnsCloseouts.com, or they can call 423-542-4755, and we'll be glad to try to help them with anything they need.
There you go. Just that simple, folks. And we are going to take a break, come right back. Again, the phone number, by the way, is 423-542-4755. There you go. He's a dandy. Love coming over here. Where do you buy your stuff at, Tom? Right here. So, and if you need paint mixed, they'll mix the paint for you. We talked to the, as a matter of fact, there's a big Valspar color display in there. So if you are picking out colors, and they can mix it right here on the spot and get you on your way. And again, the rebates are going on right now for Valspar through the end of May 31st, and also Cabot Stains, both American-made products. Be loyal, buy American, and buy from right here, your mom and pop store. Big John's Closeouts with the Hammer High Prices. We'll take a look at Major League Baseball coming up next. It's quick set locks. You got them in. You now got them in stock. Tell me about it.
Yes, that's been one of our latest product lines that we've added here just in the last 2 to 3 weeks. Really, we were looking at a way to get another line of locks that gave us a little bit more variety, a little bit different type style, and user friendly. With quick set locks, you have a number of options, and we carry those where you can actually key them yourself. So they can be keyed if you lose a key. They come with a insert thing that you can put in there, and you can put a new key in it, and it will actually set the tumblers to your new key. And so you can rekey it on the job site, as well as Quickset also has a number of locks that have like a micro band type of a coating to them that cuts down on the transfer of germs and things of that nature. Really handy if you've got children running around, you don't know where their hands have been, where they've washed them in the bathrooms or whatever, you know, then you've got these locks right here that will probably hinder up to 99% of your germ transfer.
You've also got locks with Quickset for mobile homes, right?
Yes, we've got mobile home locks. We've got kits where you've got 2 locks, 2 deadbolts if you're trying to match your front and your backs as far as that goes. We've got, you know, a lot of different colors and styles. Naturally, brass, you know, has been around for eons of time, but we've got also, you know, the nickel finish, the oil rub bronze or darker ones, and the antique English finish in locks. So you can get just about anything to match about any decor you've got.
Be loyal, buy local, support Big John's Closeouts here in Elizabeth. And again, the hours are open.
We're 7:30 to 6 Monday through Friday and 8 to 4 on Saturday.
How do we find you on social media?
Okay, go ahead and you can, you know, just go to BigJohnsCloseouts.com. You can see both us and Mountain City Store, or you can email questions or requests or quotes that you want. If it's cabinets, you can send it to cabinets at BigJohnsCloseouts.com, or just general inquiries, you can send it to experts at BigJohnsCloseouts.com.
One of our great sponsors, I preach it every day, be loyal, buy local, support the local folks. It's a local mom and pop company. He's the owner, Mike Barnett, Big John's Closeouts here in Elizabethton, and we appreciate them very much being part of the Tom Pickler Sports Show and Cyclone Sports. Back on the Tom Pickler Sports Show, we are live here at Big John's Closeouts with Hammer High Prices. Again, the Cabot Stains, you heard him say, $15 off a gallon. That's pretty significant through the end of May. And so also the Valspar paint, indoor and outdoor paint, that comes already with the primer in it, which is really cool. So it's really a 2-for-1. Memorial Day savings, $12 off a gallon of that through the end of May 31st. So there you go. That's all right here, Big John's Closeouts. Unicoi County softball won this morning. They beat Adamsville 9-1, so they will play community at 12:30, 11:30 our time. So they'll start here in about 15, 20 minutes. So Unicoi County still going with Leela Bird and the Unicoi County Lady Blue Devils. And we talk about Leela Bird, and she, of course, is the ace of the staff and a major part of that team. But there's 8 other ladies out there doing it too. So Leela's the main gear, no question. But again, it takes a village and a team to win. And so Unicoi County, with Leela and the rest of the Lady Blue Devils, are playing community high school. I don't know where they're from. Doesn't really matter. But they're playing at 12:30 our time in Murfreesboro. Now we're trying to get an update on the Cloudland game. They played earlier this morning. We're trying to get an answer for that one. And so we're still digging to try and find out who won that ball game between Cloudland and, let's see who they were playing. The Lady Highlanders were playing Eagleville. It started at 9:30 Middle Tennessee time. They're an hour behind us. So Eagleville and Cloudland at 9:30 this morning. We're digging to see if we can find us an answer on that one to pass on to you. All right, Major League Baseball, the Bravos. Austin Riley and Dominic Smith hit 3-run homers. Chris Sale allowing just 1 run and struck out 8 over 7 innings. Braves beat Miami last night 9-1. Albies and Michael Harris also, they singled twice. Ronald Acuna Jr. added a base hit for the Braves. Sale limited the Marlins to 4 hits, picked up his 7th win after losing his previous 2 starts. And so he had a big game. The Braves will send Spencer Strider to the mound in the series finale against the Marlins. They will counter Sandy Alcantara. And so that should be a good matchup. And that'll be a little bit later on. We'll tell you the start time on that. Shohei Ohtani pitching and hitting the same night. Whew, pretty impressive. Hit a leadoff home run, then pitched 5 scoreless innings. Dodgers win 4-0. They've taken 2 out of 3 from the Padres in a big head-to-head showdown. They now lead them by a game and a half in the NL West. And so Shohei Ohtani homered as a batter in the leadoff to start the ball game, and then turned right around and, as we said, pitched 5 scoreless innings to help him win that ball game. So pretty impressive day at the office for Shohei Ohtani. Nathaniel Lowe doubled twice, drove in 3, including a double in the 7th inning as the Reds beat the Phillies 9-4 on Wednesday. So the Redlegs, again, taking 2 out of 3 from the Phillies. And again, Phillies lose their first series since Don Mattingly took over as interim manager. And so the Phillies are now 16-6 under Don Mattingly. The Reds win that one yesterday. Here's your matchup for today. By the way, Texas, see what the Rangers do. They won last night. So Cleveland will be at Detroit at 1:10 this afternoon. Pittsburgh against the Cardinals in St. Louis. You have Washington hosting the New York Mets. Those are day games. Night games tonight. Atlanta at Miami starting at 6:40. Alcantara for the Marlins and Spencer Strider for the Braves at 6:40 in Florida. Toronto will be in Yankee Stadium to battle New York. You've got the Athletics in L.A. to battle the Angels. And Colorado will be at Arizona tonight in Major League Baseball. It is a travel day. Opening up series is tomorrow. There's some good ones for the weekend. As you look at the standings, in the American League, Tampa Bay's won 4 in a row, 8 out of 10. They lead the Yankees by 4. Well, guess what? They play each other starting tomorrow night at Yankee Stadium, which is going to be huge. Garrett Cole will be back, and he'll be your starter for the Yankees. Nick Martinez will go for Tampa Bay tomorrow night. That's a big series, again, for first place in the American League East. Cleveland leads Chicago by 3 in the American League Central. The Guardians have won 5 in a row and 8 out of 10. The White Sox is the Cinderella story of the season. They've won 7 out of 10. The Royals, they are in a tailspin. They've lost 3 in a row, 9 out of 10. They're not doing well. So Cleveland, where do they play this weekend? The Cleveland Guardians will be in Philadelphia to battle the Phillies starting tomorrow night. Be an interesting series there. And the White Sox, again, the Cinderella team right now, I think, of all Major League Baseball. The White Sox will be in San Francisco tomorrow night to battle the Giants. The Athletics lead the Rangers by 1, Seattle by 2 in the American League West. Athletics have won 2 in a row. Texas has won 2 straight, 6 out of 10. So Evan Carter and the Rangers tomorrow night. They're traveling today. Where do they start their series tomorrow night? They'll be in L.A. to battle the Angels. Jacob DeGrom on the hill tomorrow night for the Rangers against Rodriguez for the Angels. That's where Evan and the boys will be for the weekend. In the National League, Atlanta leads Philly by 9. They've won 2 in a row, 7 out of 10. The Phillies have lost 2 in a row, but still they've won 7 out of 10. Don't look now, here comes the Nationals. They've won 2 in a row and 6 out of 10. But the Braves with a 9-game lead over the Philadelphia Phillies and Washington, both tied for second. The Braves home tomorrow night, ironically enough, against the Nationals for the weekend in Atlanta. Milwaukee leads the Cardinals by a game and a half in the Central. Cardinals and the Cubs, by the way, a game and a half out. Cubs lost 5 in a row, 8 out of 10. Give Milwaukee for the weekend. Where will they be? The Brew Crew, the Brewers will be at home. Whew. Yeah, they got the Dodgers at home for the weekend. That's going to be a dandy. 2 first-place teams playing, Milwaukee and the Dodgers, for the weekend in Milwaukee. The Dodgers lead the Padres by a game and a half. They've won 2 in a row, 7 out of 10. The Padres have lost 2 in a row, but they've won 6 out of 10. Arizona's won, they're 5 out. They won 4 in a row and 7 out of 10. And Tony Vitello and the Giants, he's lost 3 in a row and 6 out of 10. And the rumblings are he's going to bolt and leave and go back to be the head coach of Arkansas baseball. That's where he came from, before he came to UT. So we'll see. Hello, Linda Harmon. How you doing? Arzella Rasnick. How you ladies doing? Patsy Lyons. Ken Harden's here. Come on over and talk, sir. We got a second. I want you to come talk. I love this guy. Didn't get a chance to go to the Cobb County game. I see where they're still playing. I think I saw that, where they're still going at it. Soccer. Where's my softball at? Let's see what you got. I'm sorry, what?
I was looking at it online there. Cobb County, they won this morning. They play again.
Yep. What did Cloudland do?
Cloudland got beat 10-8.
So they're done?
No, they're not done. That was their first loss. So
okay.
The kids are still alive, and that's a wonderful thing.
Here we go. Here's softball right here. You know, Coy County won early to beat Adamsville 9-1, so they're playing at 12:30 against Community High School. And 2A softball. Single A, as you said, see, North Green has been eliminated. No, North Green plays at 1:30 this afternoon against either Gordonsville or Dresden, so the Lady Huskies are still alive, which is awesome. 2A softball, Unicoi County still alive, which is awesome. Let's see, we're talking about Cloudland. They are still alive. The Lady Highlanders won. They beat Eagleville this morning. They'll turn right around and play at 5 o'clock tonight against either Copper Basin or the loser of Game 8, which will be Eagleville. So they got to play each other, then they'll turn right around and play Cloudland at Murfreesboro time at 5 o'clock tonight. So Lady Highlanders are still alive. It's awesome.
Fantastic. Great group of kids up there, Tom.
North Green still going. Unicoi County still going. Cobb County still going.
They sure are.
They won this morning at they beat Stone Memorial. So they're going to play McNary Central at 5 o'clock today. So our softball, the ones that win are well represented because they're still going.
Sure are.
That's awesome.
Good teams from up here.
Which tells you, obviously, the caliber of competition we have up here in the area, right? So Crockett got eliminated. They're knocked out. But, again, Unicoi County still going. Cloudland still going. Cobb County still going. North Green still going. Is that Vitello?
That is. That's funny you were talking about him there.
Yeah? So now the buzz is he's leaving. It's not working, so there may be a managerial change in San Fran. I'm not advocating that. I'm just saying that's what the buzz is. Tennessee got beat yesterday by Arkansas 8-4, so they're eliminated from the SEC baseball tournament. And Arkansas, I think, is looking for a coach, and they said Vitello may be heading that way, so we'll see. So how you doing? Doing good?
Doing great.
You in here buying stuff?
In here buying, looking at some vinyl.
Good for
Mike
you.
always takes care of me, so it's a great place to shop.
It is a good place to shop. Let's talk about the season. Man, for me, the volunteer game was something special. I was sitting out there in the outfield. It was an interesting purge. I got to watch 3 shots. I mean, they got hammered, too. See, Adrian Heading. Oh, gosh, I've slept since then. Sadie Williams and Lacey Gobble all hit home runs.
They all did.
So, had a great run. This team was special, wasn't it?
We did. A very young team and a lot of kids that, just new to high school and things. We had, I think, 3 or 4 freshmen on the field, and the rest were sophomores. Had 2 seniors and 1 junior basically playing. The kids overachieved, and they done a great job this year. They really did.
You'd be very proud of them. Yesterday, the awards honors day, we streamed it, but your 2 softballers graduated, got a lot of scholarship money. Sadie Williams and Piper Kate Bennett got a lot of money and got a lot of recognition. And I thought, Coach would be proud of these two seniors.
Oh yeah, student athlete, and the student comes first to these kids, and most of the kids in our program, you know, we've had a lot of the kids I've had to go and play college ball have got more academic money and have athletic, and that says a lot. It says a lot about our school. Number one, it's a good place for kids to be.
Elizabeth and I got a lot of out-of-zone folks wanting to come to our school system, I'm being told. So right now I think it's the time you can do that. So you look at what's come back next year for Lady Cyclone softball. Got a pretty good nucleus, don't we?
Oh, got a great nucleus, and you know the kid from TJOM that pitches,
Perkins.
The Perkins kid's going to be something else in addition to go along with Lacey and Ava. You know, it's you know, I think that really hurt Crockett at the state. You know, just having the one main pitcher, and I think she was hurt a little bit, so that hurt them. But if you've got different options, it makes it special. You know, and Ava and Lacey just basically this year we had two main pitchers, and they rotated spots, but to have something else in there as another option's big.
So now, will you go home watch the NCAA regional softball? Are you into that?
If I don't have anything else going on, I usually do. It's real fun to watch.
It is fun to watch,
especially watching UT, and the way they play right now is really fun to watch.
So what are your softballers doing now? Did you give them some time off?
They'll take some time off, and most of them are already with their travel teams at least practice, and they don't practice as much as we do, but they get a day or two a weekend, and they go play on weekends, which is really good for them.
Good stuff. So you're down there picking out vinyl. It's good.
Yeah, got a little addition. I changed it on the front of the house. I'm gonna change the back next.
I love this guy. I'll tell you what, anytime when we've done his games, I've needed anything, he's done it. He and Coach Snodgrass, Coach Pierce, love all three of these guys. And so, but you were always, and still are, easy to work with, and whatever I needed or need to make it work, you were there for me. So
you always took care of us too, Tom. We really appreciated you being there and stuff, and it made for a little bit more excitement, people getting to listen to it and things.
Oh yeah. He came up to me after the volunteer game and said, I almost felt bad. He said, you got excited. I said, was that bad? He said, no. I said, yeah, I got jacked up. I love these girls. Yeah. I love our student athletes. I want them to do well. I mean, this is you know, the soccer team got beat last night, but they made history. So
what a run. What a run. Unbelievable. Yeah. I was following it and stuff. Didn't get to go down, but it's what a run by another good group of kids.
Yep. Got a lot of good group of kids. So our soccer team won a big game down there. Got beat last night by teams playing for the state championship. But, again, I'm sure they're hurt, but they had a record year. They went down and beat a good team day before yesterday, put them out. They set the bar, I think, for the soccer program for the years to come now. So
big time. I don't know where I'm retired from teaching. I don't know the dynamics of how many upperclassmen and lowerclassmen they've got or anything, but they've got some very talented kids.
Mm-hmm. All right. Thanks for stopping by.
I appreciate
this is impromptu.
Didn't even know you were here. I just come in the door to
buy
that, and there you sit. So it's like a good thing.
Like a stealth bomber. You don't know where I'm going to be. We'll take a break. We'll be right back. He's in the house. The big guy's in. Our pastor joins us next, talking a little Tennessee softball and baseball on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Senator Craig, you're one of our great sponsors. Christmas Club Savings Account for next year. Tell me about it.
Yes, let's talk about it, because now you're going to have 12 months to do this. What better time than right now to open your Christmas Club savings? There's no cost on this. This is just something that we can help you transfer automatic funds, either weekly, bi-weekly, monthly, out of your check. So that way you won't even have to worry about it. And each time that you have that transferred, either you can do it yourself or deposit into this account, or we can have automatic draft set up. That's just convenient for you. And like I said, it's just another sub account to your savings and checking at Northeast Community Credit Union. So if you have any questions, visit bemycu.org or come in and see us at one of our convenient locations, or call 423-547-1200.
And you cut checks when? Next year? October, November? So when you get your checks?
Yes.
Save it up all year?
Yeah, so direct deposit could be your monthly paycheck.
Okay.
And so you can allocate a percentage of that paycheck into the Christmas Club. And that way, when you get to October, November, it's going to be built up. And so it's a great feature, and people love it.
The Christmas Club Savings Account for Christmas 2024?
Yes.
From Northeast Community Credit Union, one of our great sponsors of the Tom Taylor Sports Show and Cyclone Sports.
This is Pastor Mark Fowler, and we want to invite you to be with us at Pleasant Beach Baptist Church sometime soon. And we're thankful for what God is doing, and we've had visitors almost every week. We have so many people that God is using His Word to accomplish a work in their life. And we want you to come. I think about our society today, and there's a lot of talk about the negative aspects and generations and what's missing and what we're going to do and how do we face this social issue and how do we face that social issue, and that is always the buzz, and if we're not careful we talk like God doesn't have an answer. 2 Timothy chapter 3 we looked at the other night together in our church, and it reminds us that yes, in the last days there's going to be some difficult things come, dangerous times, but the antidote is always God's Word. And so what we're trying to do is to provide Bible answers for today's tough questions. And we're building Believers by the Book. So we want your family to come. We're thankful to have a Sunday school hour and a junior church and master clubs and a youth group and all those things going on. But what we're trying to accomplish is to get the Word of God into the hearts and minds of God's people.
Well, look who's slid into the seat.
Well, I sneak in everywhere.
You do. You're like a stealth. At our size, we don't sneak in too many places.
Did you say slob or sniff? I'm not sure.
Like a stealth.
Okay.
No, I didn't say a slob, but we
like
call
him a B-52.
That's it. I'm going to call my pastor a slob, but he kind of slides in. He just never know where he's going to be, but he stopped by here today. And so Tennessee got beat. SEC single elimination baseball, they're done. Arkansas beat them 8-4. So we got Georgia, Mississippi State, and Florida and Alabama today in the doubleheader at Hoover. So, the Post, he came back from lunch. What do we have to eat? Peanut butter and jelly?
What'd you have?
Leftover meatloaf at the McNeil house. Is he not a piece of work?
Yeah.
She's a piece of work.
I noticed he didn't bring us any.
No, gosh, no. We're on our own. So so they got beat 8-4. So Tennessee, it's single elimination. They're out. So the Post, Tony Vitello here, come up short. Were they in a rebuilding mode? What do you think about their baseball?
It's just hard to be at that level, honestly, year after year.
I would agree.
And you're losing a legendary coach, but they lost some players too.
Yeah, they did.
I mean, I don't know that you can just reload. We are not, and this is what Tennessee fans don't want to admit, we are not at the level of probably in any sport, maybe now basketball, where we can just reload year after year.
It's a great point. I agree with you.
It takes a program to get there, and then to get there and stay there is a different story.
So we're on our way, but we're not there yet. I would have to agree with that. So.
And if you hadn't had a coaching change, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
But, one or two kids, I mean, a center fielder or a pitcher or one bat in a game, I mean, in a season, I mean, they're at the level that one or two bats make a huge difference.
Well put. Tony Vitello, again, I don't come on here advocating people lose their job, but the Wolves are howling in San Fran. In fact, he said, I saw an interview last week, he won't go out anywhere because they recognize him. They chew him up one side and down the other, so stays at home a lot. Orders in.
He might should have put up with the administration in Tennessee.
I think so.
A lot of people, grass is greener on the other side, but then sometimes they get there and it's not,
That's it. He's lost 3 in a row and 7 out of 10. So, but what I was at the start of the show this morning, the buzz is he is being rumored to be the new coach, go back to Arkansas.
I saw that myself last night. I don't know if that's really true or not, but
it's a buzz. I hate to come on and say that stuff because I don't know, because I'm not real big into gossiping and saying bogus rumors, but where there's smoke, there's fire. There's been a lot of smoke about that opening for several weeks now, and he's not turning it around in San Fran, so I don't want the guy to lose his job, but there is talk that he may end up going to Arkansas as the baseball coach. So,
but I mean, there again, I mean, you give a guy 1 year in the majors, meaning to win at the major league level, it's not just putting 9 guys out there and rearranging. I mean, there's years of build up, and you do have to have some bats and gloves and pitching, and that's not the manager.
Well, I think it's a little unfair to be talking Canada guy 50 games into the year. I mean, it's a 162 game season, but but the San Fran fan base, they want they want results, and I think he went into a gun battle with a ping pong paddle. I think going in being with no managerial experience, everybody was got up in arms to begin with, so he really had to do a double whammy to prove him.
Well, it's shocking to me. Like I follow the Rangers a little bit, and you'll get on there and one game they win, then everybody's like, well, this is the greatest thing ever, and this player's phenomenal. The next game, it's like, I could hit a curveball better than that guy, and it's the same people.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, you can't live and die by it at this point. So,
one of the best sermons, his are great. One of the best sermons I've heard ever. The late Charles Stanley had one called "Seeking the Approval of Others," and so he used the analogy exactly what you said. He used a football analogy. We hand off to Mark Fowler in the second quarter. He scores a touchdown. Place goes bananas. Yeah. Fourth quarter, we hand him the ball. We're on the 2-yard line. We hand it off to Fowler or Taylor, and we fumble the ball. And the same people who loved you in the second quarter are booing you out of the place in the fourth quarter. So seeking the approval of others. So you can't really go by that, but people do. But that's kind of an unfair way to look at it, isn't
That's
it?
true. In ministry, they tell you that don't listen to the praise or the applause or the criticism, because you're not as bad as people say you are, and you're not as good as people say you are. So,
well,
you try to live that way.
Yes, but he does a great job, and so the church is busy. Here's what I want to talk about our church for just a second, and then we'll get back into lady ball, softball. But if you follow our young people, and I do them around them all the time, obviously doing these games in these different schools. I'm in the elementary schools, the middle schools, and the high schools, and if there's every generation that needs the Lord is our high school, middle school, and elementary kids. And our church at Pleasant Beach, you see on the screen, has made a really, really strong commitment to pour into our young people on all different levels, and we'll let him talk about that. So, look, if you're going to a church and you're happy, that's great. If you're looking for a church where your kids can get plugged in and have a blast, you need to consider Pleasant Beach Baptist Church. So you have made a concerted effort. I mean, the kids are a burden for you, aren't they?
The kids are a burden because, at some point, this generation passed off scene. And, you have to reach them. And they're being reached by, they're being taught, honestly, things that we never thought they would accept.
Oh, absolutely.
And that doesn't mean they're not good people in, say, school systems, whatever, but the media and just what's coming down the pike, well, if they don't get grounded, and you can read all the stats you want to about people being saved. They say 85% of them are saved before the age of 14. Some say as many as 90%. So just the idea that if you don't reach them early, you're gonna struggle. And then the other thing that I think, and this is a battle we battle even in a good place like this, is Bible Christianity is not just going to church. It's really abiding in Christ. It's really developing the spiritual nature. It's really developing and surrendering to the Lord and letting him transform our life. So that means we're not just following along with the world's pattern. We're really going a different direction. But helping people understand why. But you got to reach them. So, we work hard at it. Bible school is a big deal for us. We'll talk about that in a minute. And then, we have a group going to junior camp, and then we have a group going to teen camp, and then we have the big Arise conference for young people in college age, and then at the end of the summer we have our Senior Saints VBS, and so but it's just working hard at it. And then on Wednesday night, something we're doing this year for our children's crusade. We do Master Club. That little presentation was last night. We do that during the school year, but we do what we call Children's Crusade in the summertime, because after Bible school, we don't want kids to take the summer off. And so this year it's the 7 C's of creation. 7 C's of history, and starting with creation all the way to the crowning. So we're walking through that, trying to pour into their heart and mind, because they need it.
Doesn't it say to be in the world but not of the world?
It says be in the world, not of the world.
That's it.
And it says be ready to give an answer for the hope, the life in you. And so really young people should be able to tell people, why do we believe this? And so we're working at it.
I heard a guy that, I guess Adrian Rogers, listened to one of his sermons earlier in the week, and he said, if someone comes up to your workplace like today, right now, someone comes up and says, hey, tell me about the Lord, how do you get saved? Saved? How many do you think, if you had to line up 10 adults, how many do you think?
I'm going to tell you, here's the sad part. Most Christians, they go to church Sunday couldn't tell you how.
That's what I'm saying.
And the sad part is there are a lot of people teaching Sunday school and leading youth groups and, singing in the choir and doing a lot of things they can't. But here's why. Salvation is not really a program. Now, we use ABCs or the Romans Road. I'm not talking about it. But it's really saying, hey, this is what happened to me. Mm-hmm. And you should have that testimony. He said, you shall be witnesses. Mm-hmm. Witnesses are eyewitness, you know. I mean, if they have a wreck out here in front of Big John's and I heard the crash and I go out there and I'm going to talk to the police officer, they don't want to talk to me. I didn't see it. We're sitting in here.
That's a great
and
point.
We'll talk to somebody that saw it. And that's really, when you come down to witnessing and sharing your faith, that's why it's not just being saved, but it's experiencing and knowing the Lord really every day of your life and growing in it.
Excellent point. Yep. What's interesting is every time he comes on this show, we're getting ready to have an eating thing. I thought about that this morning. So he's coming in because Sunday night we're fixing to grub out, as they say. We're going to eat at the house, at the church house. We'll eat good. Tell us about it.
Well, it's funny. The Morans, they moved up here from Miami. And they said they came to the first meal at the church and said, I know this is God's will for me to be in this church. No, we've started years ago. We used to do it outside when we were in the old building on Memorial Day and Memorial Day, 4th of July, Labor Day. We have a little picnic, just time of fellowship together. And so we do it now in the Heritage Center, which we named after Pastor Stout, the Bobby G. Stout Heritage Center. And so we're thankful for it. I like being outside and on the river. It's beautiful, but I do like air conditioning. And this time we're having hot dogs and chips and stuff the church is providing, and then we're asking people to bring whatever they want, mac and cheese and desserts and pasta salad, and then we'll have some special music and then a little time. But part of a church is it is a family. And I know we talk about, but the Bible does talk about fellowship and breaking bread. In the New Testament, they did meet in houses and they were tight. Well, in our world where we have buildings and fellowship halls and whatever, and so a meal together is a good thing, and it gives us an opportunity. A lot of time people walk in church and bluntly, you sit in the same seat. You sit in the same seat. I know where you sit.
Yeah, I do.
And if somebody got your spot, I'm like, hey, somebody got Tom's spot. It's why you come to Sunday school, so you can get your spot. No, I'm just joking. But a lot of times it's good also just because when you walk in there, you're sitting with different people. Mm-hmm. And we have visitors every time we do this. And so we're excited about it. I'm looking forward to it. That's the evening service, and we're just kicking off.
See, the uptick is going to be some great food. The downside is he and I are going to be hanging over the stove, cooking and baking again, because every time we got it, what are you going to fix this time?
I'm going to be honest with you. We have a group of people that take care of everything, and I seldom have to do any of that, even wonder about what we're doing. Usually I can get up and make an announcement and somebody makes it happen, and so I'm thankful for that.
So you're telling me you're not going to be getting Stephanie out of the way and going, I'm going to bake this pie?
I'm not baking a pie, and I'm not making a cake, and I'm not baking brownies. But I want you to.
That's it. We're just samplers.
We're just samplers. Well, what's funny is we just had our Senior Saints luncheon Tuesday, and it was potluck. And Miss Sylvia down at the Hughes Market, she made all the desserts. We had a table of desserts this big, and so we just finished eating, and we're about to eat again.
I love it. So if you're looking, what time does it start on Sunday?
6 o'clock Sunday night.
6 o'clock Sunday night.
Our regular service. So we just move our service to the Heritage Center, Fellowship Hall. So
you don't know anybody? Come sit with me. You're watching me on the show, or you can sit with him. The big round table seats, 8 to a table. Come sit with me. You can sit right beside me.
Come on.
Now, up next, again, I go back to Stanley. He said one of the biggest outreaches a church can have is their VBS program. I remember one time I was watching his sermons, been 10, 15 years ago, and he said, see a show of hands, all you people got saved or impacted by Vacation Bible School. It was at First Baptist in Atlanta. The whole place threw a lot of them threw their arms up, hands up. So here it is. It's called Continuing the Mission. Tell us about this.
Well, we went with a military theme this year, but really from the book of Acts, in Acts chapter number 3, Acts chapter 2, 3, and again in chapter 5, it talks about being in one heart, one soul, really for the purpose of witnessing. And so the church is unified to go out. And so God's left us the responsibility to continue to witness. And so we're using a little military theme. and so we'll have a great time, and we'll have a little rally time together. And so we have basically 2 Bible schools going on at the same time. We've got one for age 4 through the 6th grade, and then we've got a 10 on property where we rent, and we've got one for middle school and high school, 7th, 8th, and 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th. And so that's really the grade they're going into. So we do our promotion Sunday this week, and then so when they come to Bible school, because no kid that was in the 8th grade, he's ready to go to 9th grade. No kid in the 3rd grade last week, he thinks he's in the 4th grade. So we go ahead and promote at the beginning of the summertime. And so you can go online and register at the church Facebook. You can see all the ads. And then we just come in, they print your name, and then we'll play games. And we got a military theme, and I think Ernest T. Bass is going to be there this year.
I've heard that.
Ernest T. and
Love Ernest
the General. I don't know what the General Seacrest. I don't know what his real name is.
Gosh.
And then then we go back, and if they bring visitors, they get to go get special prizes, and of course there's Bible stories each night, and I preach to the kids, and then they rotate and go through Bibles, and then they have game time and snack time. And
you watched Ernest T. growing up, didn't you?
I did watch Ernest T.
Oh, I loved Ernest T.
It's me, it's Ernest T.
Yep.
Remember that time Barney was going to fight him?
Yeah.
Yeah, they didn't.
And Mrs. Wiley.
Yeah.
Thank you, Miss. Trying to teach him some geography. Mrs. It wasn't Miss Wiley's pond. It was. I just went blank. Why did I hang myself out like this? It was somebody's pond, Mr. Somebody's pond. Anyways, Helen was trying to teach him arithmetic, and Andy said, let's put him in class with the other 5th graders. That didn't go well.
Yeah.
She got on him about that, and then he went up to the chalkboard. She smacked him on the hand with the ruler, and he said, I think I love you. And he was singing one night out to Charlene, and he was doing chin-ups outside, and so she said, Ernest T., he said, Charlene, I want to woo you. Said, can I sing you eating goober peas? She said, no, good night. Slammed the window down. So we're going to have Ernest T. Bible school.
I don't think he's going to do all that, but we are going to have Ernest T. and military theme, and so it's a great time, and so we're looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Appreciate all the workers that work hard at it.
Yes. Lady ball, softball, we're all right in the regional this weekend?
I think we're all right.
All right.
I haven't followed them as closely, but I think we're all right.
Yeah, they've had a good year. And so the baseball's out, but the ladies, of course, the buzz, it's the white elephant in the room is Tennessee football. We're going to be ready to go. I don't know. Looks like they're leaning towards a freshman quarterback. Can a freshman quarterback be successful game in and game out in the SEC?
Yes.
Okay.
I think this is just there again, me. If the physical attributes there, then I think they can. Because this is just my thinking. I'm not the knowledge of sports at a lower level. You used to just get a kid that was the best athlete, whatever, and he may not be a quarterback. Well, now those guys have learned some things and reads and throws, and so, I guess at one point is, do you go with the guy that has the higher upside, or do you go the guy, if it's close right now, what do you do? And you probably go with the guy that's got the higher upside. But usually the higher upside means you're going to make some mistakes.
He's a freshman, probably going to make them anyway. So
he's going to make them anyway. But
are we going this year?
You get us tickets and we'll go.
Why is it always up to me? Because he takes care of the food. What was the name of the place?
Dead End Barbecue.
Dead End Barbecue.
I went down there this summer and I sent you a picture of it.
You did. Yeah, we were down there. Man, I hit that one hard. We was grubbing out good. So that was a wonderful time.
It is a good one.
What part of town's it in? We went into the Dollar General.
Well, it's
and old boy had his car up on the portable jacks, changing his oil in the parking lot.
It's over by West High School. Some of that area is not the best neighborhood.
He said, I had to go in and get a shirt because I didn't have anything orange to wear. I said, you want in with me? He said, I'll be right here waiting on you. I said, okay. So, but it was good. We had a good time. I had a blast.
Oh, we had a good time.
Yeah. He took me to the ball walk. And of course, I'm like Ernest T. Bass. I've never been to one of those. I'm like, golly, this is really cool.
Well, if you're going to go ahead and go all the way. So we went. We had a good time. You got to get a good meal down there. And I don't know. Just
we had a blast.
We did have a good time. And it helps the Tennessee won.
Yeah, it did. But they played the Gators, right?
It's Florida. Mm-hmm.
So it's my job trying to find tickets. I know they open up with Furman. They got a couple of other, I would call, cupcakes, but then it gets into pretty deep water pretty quick. LSU's coming. Do you see where he hired Ed Orgeron?
I saw that last night.
Wow. And then they're coming. Texas is coming. They got Auburn's coming. They got a heck of a home schedule. So, but I'll see if I can find us a couple of tickets.
We'll figure out when we can go down there and make it happen. Right?
Oh man, oh my! What a trip! All right,
we had a great time.
Yep. You want to touch on the expansion? You want to save it for another time? You want to talk about it?
Oh, it doesn't really matter. We're in the process of building. I really want to emphasize, and I did a little video yesterday on Facebook, just emphasize the idea of spiritual growth. The other thing I'd want to mention is I'm pretty excited. I don't always know. Sometimes I'm preaching week to week, preaching through. I just finished preaching through John, but I'm excited. We're going to look a little bit, I think, on Sunday mornings on when God introduces himself and he comes on the scene, and it's pretty exciting. And then Sunday night, I think I'm going to preach through 1 Corinthians. But I'm excited about this Wednesday night series we've got going on the 7 churches in Revelation. And then I think, I don't know if I mentioned to you, but about 4 Wednesday nights, we're going to deal with the home, and we're going to have a split session there. And talking about the priority of marriage and the pillars of marriage, and then just talking about parenting and sometimes those type of things. Just try to encourage young families because, they need a lot of encouragement.
He's been talking on Sunday nights about and Wednesday Revelation, particularly Sunday night. I think is what it was. But I
preached it Sunday night, right?
I was all over. He said, just read the first 3 chapters of Revelation. Everything from 4 on in is, I guess, kind of a lot of symbolism and different. But the first 3 chapters of Revelation, pretty cut and dry.
Pretty cut and dry.
Yeah.
He said, here's the message, this church, and if we're in the church age, that message does. And so I preached last night just another little introduction on the idea. After every one of those, he says, he that hath ears to hear, let him hear. And so the idea is, are we listening to what the Lord has for us today?
I don't know about you growing up in Campbell County, but when the Marine would go get that belt, he would say, plain talk's well understood. So in the book of Revelation, the first 3 chapters, plain talk's pretty
understood, pretty easily understood.
Pretty understood.
You can worry about some of those symbolisms later on, but that first part's pretty simple.
Cut and dried. Plain talk, well understood. It's pretty plain. So. John from the Isle of Patmos. All right.
Thank you, my friend.
He's awesome. This guy's a good one right here. So I got to get tickets. Let's look here real quick. Let's see. Because now here's what he'll do. I'll say, well, I'm going to be out of town this. I'm speaking at this church. I'm going to be over here, so I have to go. I actually need to get with his wife.
I was going to say, I don't even know if I have my calendar that far out right now.
We're going to look and see who they play. I know they start with Furman. Mike's coming back here in just a second. Let's see here. They start with Furman. Then they go to Georgia Tech in Atlanta. Then they come back to Kennesaw State. So
there's 2 problems with them early games. And one, they're not very competitive.
It's hot.
And they usually have it in the afternoon. It's hot.
And we sweat. Us big boys sweat.
I'm not into sweating in the sun.
That's big boy. Oh, yeah. So then you got Texas. Good luck trying to get tickets.
But now I have to confess, I'm not real good after about Thanksgiving because then it gets too cold about November.
We're kind of sissies.
So it's got to be late September or October is about the only time I can handle it.
Oh, Lordy. Auburn's coming. I don't know about that. I'm getting tickets to Texas and Auburn are going to be tough, I would think. Alabama's coming.
Yeah, I'm sure that would be easy to get tickets.
Yeah. Kentucky's coming on November. That's when it gets cold.
Yeah.
And then LSU's coming in November. So we got some choices. I'm guessing probably just looking off the top here would be maybe Kennesaw State, maybe. So when is that? That is on September the 19th. So I will work towards one of those, maybe Auburn on October the 3rd. We'll see. So
we'll make something work. Go down there.
Go down, hang.
Go down there and get you a hot dog.
What was it?
Dead End Barbecue.
Dead End Barbecue was the pregame meal. Wow. So
it was good, wasn't it?
It was good. Best part was during the game where it's the only time I've ever drank a soft drink sideways the whole time because he's leaning up against me.
Well, we had to sit in there like this.
Yeah. We were like, oh, me, oh, my. But we had a good time.
And those are true stories.
It is true. We ain't making it up.
We're not making that up.
Guy came in and sat beside him was a bodybuilder. I mean, the guy's like, he just ripped. He looked like Charles
Kind of
Atlas.
remind me of myself.
Yeah. I thought the same thing. I thought it's a clone.
Yeah, I can't believe there's 2 bodybuilders beside each other.
Yeah, it's really. What are the odds? So, and so the guy sitting beside me is going about 350. He's a hoss. And so he's like, so we're like this anyway. And so when his guy got fired up going like this, he leaned my way. And so I got to go this to drink my drink and slopped it over my new shirt I bought from Dollar General.
Yeah.
But we had a good time.
We had a good time. Making memories, right?
That's it, making memories. That's what, 4 years ago? 3 or 4 years ago?
That was 3 or 4 years ago.
3 or 4 years ago.
Well, let's see. It was Florida, and Florida's away this year, so however that works out.
Be 4 years. Yeah.
Yeah.
See you Sunday.
See you. I'll try to be there.
He'll try and be there. Shucking the corn in the pulpit and eating like kings Sunday night.
I don't know about kings. It's a picnic.
We'll hit it hard. We'll hit it hard.
Now, I will say this. There probably won't be you won't run out of desserts.
No.
Normally, we don't ever run out of desserts.
They know we're there. I can tell you that. When we get done at going through the line, they know that he and I have been there because we carve a hole in the table. It's good food. Plates are loaded. We'll take a break. We'll be right back. Mike Barnett next on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Graduation, Mother's Day. What do you got for us here from the Jewelers Bench?
We have lots of stuff, Tom. We've got Pandora. We have watches. We have a Newton, pearls, diamonds, diamond earrings. You name it, we got it.
Yep. Birthstones.
Birthstones.
Year-round birthstones, of course. Pearls. You mentioned watches. So they run the gamut, graduation, guys and girls, and certainly for Mother's Day. Liberal layaway policy. Tell us about your layaway policy.
So put it in layaway, make a down payment, and then as long as you're making a monthly payment, we give you typically as long as you need.
Mm-hmm. So graduations, Mother's Day, right around the corner. Stop by here. Hours are open.
We're open Monday through Friday, 9:30 to 6, and on Saturday, 9:30 to 4.
And how do we find you on social media?
Facebook and Instagram, and then website is jewelersbench10.com.
And the phone number is
423-542-5600.
There you go. Proud sponsor of Cyclone Sports, Tom Taylor Sports Show. Your jewelry needs for Mother's Day and graduation right here at the Jewelers Bench in Elizabethton. Back on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Look here. The boss man's back. Set up straight. Here we go. So round two. We were just talking about what are you going to do today? Now the ball season. I mean, I'm done. We're streaming graduation tomorrow night. It'll be indoors, by the way, inside the gym. They made that call, which I think is the right call. So we'll stream it, audio and video. Don't know what it'll sound like with a room, but we're going to be there. All they want. What's your middle name?
Eugene.
Michael Eugene Barnett. It comes across.
My mother, I said, where in the world did you come up with Eugene? Because it's not really a family name that we had any connection to. And she said, I went through so much pain giving you birth that was the first thing that popped into my mind. I said, well, okay, I guess I'm stuck with it, and I'm going to enjoy it.
It's a good way to look at it. So
right.
We will have graduation tomorrow night. It starts right around 7:30, audio and video.
These young people will be going into the next stage of their life. That's
awesome.
It's something, and it's hard to imagine. You know, I look at my grandchildren, how fast they've grown up, and I'm sure parents out there are, you know, getting ready for graduation, and they're looking, and they look back at the photos and on their phone and all these things, and it's like it just goes by, as the Bible says, in a vapor.
Blur, exactly right. So the kids will be excited tomorrow night because they're moving to the next phase. We'll look out in the we see a lot of this tomorrow night.
Yeah, the parents will be having a hard time.
Guys, too. The daddies as much as the mamas. So, anyway, we'll have that tomorrow night. Then we're done for all intents and purposes. Mike said, what are you going to do? I said, we'll get them behind that steel. I got the chainsaw, I got the leaf blower, I got the weed eater, and I got the hedge trimmer. I'm going to go to work. So, I'm going to get the yard whipped into shape where I haven't been able to this spring. So, it's all because I bought it right here, Steel Products at Big John's Closeouts. You still got the sales going on with them?
Yep, they still got sales going on through June, and on a lot of their battery equipment, you know, marked down in price. Even some of their straight shaft, like the FS56 straight shaft trimmer, chainsaw. They've got a lot of these things, and then they'll, a little later in the year, more than likely, if their supply chain holds up, they'll do some fall promotional, items, which will mainly revolve around, of course, battery again, but also, it'll be the blowers, gas blowers and stuff of that nature, along with the battery powered blowers and chainsaws and stuff of that nature. So, Steel normally does a pretty good job of doing spring and fall promotionals, and they're leaning more and more towards battery as their batteries become more and more advanced and last longer and are bigger, and the equipment's getting bigger and more people are getting used to it. It's a good option.
It is a good option. Now, we're getting into something else. I want to remind you real quick. We'll go back and do a refresher. Valspar's $12 rebates right now through the 31st right here at Big John's Closeout. Valspar, they'll mix it for you right here. Comes with a primer already in it, so it's really a 2-for-1. You get the paint and the primer ready to go. They got a whole wall of different colors you can choose from if you're using another paint. And I've done this before. If you're using an XYZ paint and you want to match it up to Valspar, they can do that too. They can bring in your paint or bring the lid in, or if you just got a pretty good idea, just to eyeball it, but they can mix and match with the competitors' paint colors. They do that all the time. And here's Cabot, $15 off a gallon, folks, in a rebate. That's awesome. Up to 5 gallons of anything Cabot. Both of these made in Cleveland, Ohio. The brushes we talked earlier made in Worcester, Ohio. So it's American made. It does as much as it can. So that was the first segment. Here's segment 2. What are we doing now?
Well, we normally do some specials during, Memorial Weekend. These specials are in-store specials. We haven't really got them on the radio or anywhere else yet, because I sort of got behind on some stuff this year with some roof repair issues and vehicle maintenance. So I got a little bit behind on getting them out for the radio broadcast, but they are going to be in-store specials that we're going to run Friday, Saturday, and Monday. The only change to our hours, and we'll go over hours, but we will be closing at 4 o'clock on Monday. Go give my guys a little bit of time to spend time maybe with their family, or
sure,
maybe they're doing something at, a particular memorial, for maybe some of their family members that were in service, that they want to go and do something maybe at a cemetery, or, something around the, at a home or whatever. So gets my guys out, gives them a little break, makes them feel a little special. So we'll close at 4. Of course, we'll be here Friday until 6 normal hours, and Saturday till 4. But we're going to do in-store, we're going to do, 10% off, our in-stock, new construction, single hung contour windows. We have a wide variety of sizes that we stock, all the way from 2 foot by 3 foot 2 up to 3 foot by 5 foot 2. These windows are single hung. The bottom will tilt and everything. They come with a half screen. They have insulated glass and low E and argon gas. So we're going to be doing those, like I say, Friday through Monday. We're also going to do all of our Owens Corning insulation is going to be 10% off also. So that's any size, anything from the R13, R19, R30, R38, 16-inch wide, 23-inch wide. We've got it all in stock. We'll be doing it 10% off those 3 days also. We're also, if you're, got weather, or you want to buy it for when the weather is a little bit better, we're going to do a driveway sealer a little bit farther marked down from what we already are advertising. We're going to do the 2-year driveway sealer at $18.99. We're going to do the 5-year driveway sealer is going to be at $24.99, and we just got a whole pallet of the 2-year in, so I'm in real good shape on it. I'll have some 5-year. I've got some now decent. I'm going to have more come in on Monday, so if you want to buy it, and the weather's going to be a little iffy this weekend anyway with some of the storms, you can still go ahead and come in and purchase it at that reduced price. And if I don't have enough dry 5 or 5-year sealer, we can go ahead and get it in and put it back for you and get it. We're also going to do, a lot of people are still, they're looking as the rain moves back in, and some of these things, they've got roofs that are, maybe leaking, or shed roofs, or their mobile home roof needs recoating and stuff. We're running our Alumicoat, which is aluminum colored fibered roof coating that seals over your seams and small holes and things of that nature. We're running it at $59.99 for a large bucket of hits. So we've got all these things that'll be going on in-house. So just come in, take advantage of those things, and we'll work with you on that. If you need applicators and stuff of that nature to put on the Alumicoat, we've got the thick napped 3/4 and 1-inch rollers. We've got the extension handles that we promoted last time, but we've also got some less expensive wood handled rollers, that have either the solid wood or metal tip. They're anywhere from $3.99 to $5.99. So you can find, in your roller frames, we've got those, and some deep pans that you can use to pour it out, or you can just, dip it out of the bucket and go with it as far as that nature goes. And we've also got the driveway applicators, which is like a brush and a squeegee combination, with a handle. We've got those back in stock. We've got plenty of those. So we've got, for you to put your driveway sealer on. If you don't want to just roll it and you want to do more of a squeegee application, we've got that covered. So come in and see us, for these Memorial Day specials. I also wanted to promote a couple of other things that maybe people don't think about, when they think about Big John's closeouts. We stock a lot of molding and wood trim and things of that nature. We've really not promoted that much in the past, but about anything that you might want in wood molding, we've got at a really, really aggressive price. Everything from your little inside corner and outside corners to your baseboarding, crown molding, and specialty moldings. We stock it here at Big John's, and we normally try to keep it in longer lengths, where you can get the most bang for your buck without having to do a lot of mitering and stuff of that nature. But also MDF molding. A lot of people are doing paint grade, type moldings and stuff of that nature. And we stock a lot of, like this is a baseboard. It's got the beveled edge. I know it's hard to see necessarily, but we stock these in 16-foot pieces, like that 3 1/4 MDF base, already primed, ready for you to put your final coat of paint on, is $9.99 for a 16-foot piece, which is considerably less than wood. And if you're putting it in some place that's not a severely high moisture area, this is a great option to wood for just a fraction of the price. And especially if you're painting, you can just slap a coat of paint on, put it right in. We stock it in a 3 1/4, a 4 1/4, 5 1/4, all the way up to 7 1/4. So you can get just about any size base you want in an MDF, for a lot of your bigger rooms and stuff. People want to decorate it up a little bit more, so they want to go with a wider molding, and you can do that, and it's here. These are old samples, so they don't look the greatest in the world, but that's your 4 1/4, that's your 5 1/4. We keep that in stock in 16-foot pieces. Like this one, for instance, is $15.99 for the 5 1/4, $12.99 for the 4 1/4. When you break that down by foot, that is considerably cheaper, and it's even more competitive than some of your big box stores for the same item. So we've got that. We keep casing. We have some wood and door casing. We keep in 2 1/4 and 3 1/4 in the MDF. Your 2 1/4s 14-foot pieces. Your 3 1/4 16-foot pieces. Very, very competitive on it. And we keep crown mold. A lot of people like to dress up their ceiling area. We keep crown mold starting in your 3 5/8, 4 5/8 in that, and you're looking at $12.99 on this one, $17.99 on that one. And if you've got a real tall ceiling and you really want it to pop, you can even go to a 7-inch crown mold, which we stock, which is $33 for a 16-foot piece. We've got all this in stock. It's ready to go. You can do anything that you want to with it. We sell it in 16 and 8s. We can cut it where you can. So if you need it cut, we can cut it. But that's the two lengths that we primarily sell, is 16-foot and 8-foot. We also stock a lot of what we consider a Gorman finished lumber. And I bought just a little piece behind me and a one before. I'll put it fairly close to Tom if I don't beat him to death with it. This is a piece of finished lumber. We keep 1x4, 1x6, 1x8, 1x10, and 1x12 in this. It's what we call an eased edge. Tom can take his and feel right there. Those corners are rounded slightly. Yeah, so they're not a sharp corner. If you notice from just the appearance that you see, it's a very small knot, tight knot, very clean piece of wood. So instead of having to pick through 15 pieces of wood to find two, you don't have to do that here. You know, we've got very, very clean wood. We keep this in 8s, 10s, 12s, and 16 foot, and all the different widths that I've give you. We keep them in stock. We keep 8 foot up on the floor, the 10, 12s, and 16s because of our ceiling restrictions are out in the warehouse, and we'll help you load that. That's another thing I want to bring up about our store is, you know, we are glad to help you, not just try to give you information on what to buy or, you know, how to repair this particular issue that you have at your home or where you rent or whatever, but we also want to help you load. You know, we're not going to run from you when you're out there trying to get lumber. We're going to have guys there with you.
Yep.
You know, if they're a little behind, just be patient. They'll get to you. If they've got 4 or 5 people they're trying to wait on at one time, or we're at lunchtime and they're a little short-staffed, we will get there to you to help you. We do want to help you load that treated lumber, that finished lumber, the 2x4 construction lumber, or 2x6, whatever it may be, doors, windows, whatever it is. We want to help you load it. And everything of that nature. So you're going to get service all the way from the front counter when you're getting information and getting rung up, and to the finish of getting you loaded and secured and ready to leave the lot.
I want to give you an update. I was looking while he was talking. I wasn't ignoring him. It's in the second inning. Copper Basin leads Cloudland in softball. They're playing as we speak. They've had some weather down in Middle Tennessee, which is coming our way, of course. And so they've kind of had some delays, and they're moving some. I saw where there's moving some games around different places. But right now, second inning, Copper Basin leads Cloudland 5-0 in softball in the girls' state softball tournament. But it is what it is. You can bounce back. And
well, you know, you think about it. This is so exciting, in particular for Cloudland, up in the Rome Mountain area for their softball team. The first time, I guess, ever their softball team has went to the actual state tournament, I believe. So this is such a wonderful experience. And they won their first game, did they not?
They did.
You know, which is their first win ever at a state tournament. And then our soccer team done very, very well in their first game. It was a tough game, you know, but they pulled it out in extra time.
Overtime. Yep.
And of course, then they lost last night to a very, very good team that they played. And, you know, they've got nothing to be ashamed of.
Nope.
Had a great year, and they made it to the state tournament, and that's a lot of pride for our community also.
So North Green's still playing, Cobb County's still playing, Unicoi County's still playing, Cloudland's still playing in softball, and Greenville's still playing in baseball.
That's great. It's awesome.
Makes us good. Our neck of the woods makes it look good.
Absolutely. Yeah, we're proud of these kids.
Hours are open?
We're here 7:30 to 6, Monday through Friday, 8 to 4 on Saturday, and of course closed on Sunday for worship.
Social media?
You can find us at Experts with an S, at Big John's with an S, Closeouts with an S.com. Cabinet questions, cabinet layout to arrange for them to come out and measure whatever, where we sell a great deal of cabinets. We pride ourselves in going out and measuring and doing the layouts and computer programming. You can reach them at cabinets with an S at bigjohnscloseouts.com, or if they've just got a comment or want to talk to me or ask me a question or whatever, they can do that at Mike, M-I-K-E, at bigjohnscloseouts.com.
How big is this building right here?
You're somewhere in the vicinity of around 20,000 square feet, somewhere thereabouts, close to it, when you count flooring alley and all that other kind of stuff.
We shot a new commercial. We came in the other day. In fact, it was a lunch, and we went around.
Carrie, yep.
Went around and just shot some video, and we'll have that ready to go on Monday because I'm putting the finishing touches. But 20,000 square feet of everything from steel, lawn and garden, electrical, plumbing, cabinets, or we'll show you
doors, windows, vanities, you know, LVT flooring. We've got all that, and then of course our warehouse has got all kind of stuff from insulation to construction lumber to treated lumber to anything else and stuff of that nature. So we've got a whole bunch.
You got it. Thank you, sir.
We appreciate it. We wish everybody a good Memorial Day and thank our service members and remember those that have made the ultimate sacrifice.
Absolutely.
And we do have a memorial service down at the memorial downtown starting about 11 o'clock on Monday.
On Monday, yep.
Yep, sure do.
All right, quick break. We'll come back and finish it out after this from, guess what? Big John's Closeout. Start thinking stains and painting. You got a full line. Tell us about that for Big John's Closeouts.
Yeah, we've got about anything that you might need in your interior painting supplies and stuff of that nature, from either Valspar or the California paint, which used to be many years ago gray seal paint. A lot of people remembers that. As far as that nature, we can mix different colors. We've got color charts that you can pick from. We've got your primers if you've got where you've had a water leak or whatever. We've got primers and things that you can put on there so it doesn't bleed through as far as that goes. And of course, we've got all your application items that you might need, from paint brushes to rollers to everything from Worcester, which is American made pretty much. And so we're very proud of that. A lot of people will be starting to think about getting out on the deck now that it's getting warmer and things of that nature. Not only doing repair work with our full line of treated lumber and other stuff, but thinking about staining. Whether you want a semi-transparent, semi-solid, solid color stain. We stock the Cabot line, and we're also bringing in a new line of stain that is a ready seal stain, which is almost bulletproof. You just pretty much with their stain product eliminate any brush marks, lap marks with your rollers. It flows, and basically you get an almost foolproof finish with that ready seal stain. We'll have about 6 to 8 colors in stock probably within the next 2 weeks of that. And so we're very excited about having that. That's going to be our newest line that we're adding.
It's awesome. It's all available. Big John's Closeouts here in Elizabethton. The hours are open, sir.
7:30 to 6 Monday through Friday, 8 to 4 on Saturday.
And how can we find you to find out more on social media?
BigJohnsCloseouts.com. You can also email us at experts@BigJohnsCloseouts.com or give us a call at 542-4755.
Well, we're great sponsors of the Tom Dillon Sports Show and Cyclone Sports. Be loyal, buy local at Big John's Closeouts here in Elizabethton. Back on the Tom Dillon Sports Show, don't forget, too, from Double C Western Supply, they got a brand new shipment of boots in. For the ladies, they've got one called the Casanova by Ariat. The Ariat folks have put out a new men's shoe called the Dakota Vent, V-N-T. And they got one for the little guys and little ladies called the Knox Crocodile Print. So they got new boots in from Ariat at Double C Western Supply, one of our great sponsors here on the show. And they're right down the street here, of course, in Elizabethton. And so we're going to wrap it up and get ready to roll on out of here and come back and rejoin you tomorrow at Food City and Gray. Andrew Smith will be there tomorrow. We've got, who else? I'm loaded for Bear tomorrow coming up. Talking NASCAR, going into the weekend racing, which will be at Charlotte, the Coca-Cola 600 and the Indy 500. We will have Andrew on. We've got, I can't remember who I got coming tomorrow. I book them 2 or 3 days out, and so I got folks tomorrow coming for sure. We're looking forward to that. And so we'll be at Food City and Gray to kick off Memorial Day weekend. So obviously we're going to talk a lot about cooking out. Even though it's going to be raining, you can still grill up underneath an overhang, provided it's not too low. The overhang and catch the soffit on fire and melt it. But you can do some definitely cooking out in between the raindrops this weekend. This holiday weekend, we'll tell you all about that. Let's wrap it up with a verse today. We always dedicate our show to the man who hung on the cross, and here it is. It goes like this out of the Old Testament, the book of Lamentations 3:55-57 says, listen to this. I called on your name, O Lord, from the depths of the pit where you're having a bad day. You heard my plea. Do not close your ears to my cry for relief. Verse 57 says, you came near when I called you, and you said, do not fear. Wow. Is that not awesome? The Lord himself says, you came near when I called you, and you said, do not fear. We're to trust him as he loves us and hears us, our pleas and our prayers. Hear me when I tell you this. Our pleas and our prayers do not go unheard. He hears them. Thank you, Lord Jesus, for doing it. Lamentations 3:55, 56, and 57. Good way to end it. Thanks again to our guests stopping by again, Jason and Mrs. Blevins coming through. We appreciate them being with us. From Randall Birchford Real Estate Auction, also our buddy Mark Fowler, a pastor from Pleasant Beach Baptist Church, and obviously the owner of the said establishment, our buddy Mike Barnett from right here, finishing up 2502 2503 tomorrow from Food City and Gray, kicking off the Memorial Day weekend. We'll see them. As we always tell you, bloom where you planted and win or lose, be a good sport. And so thank you for watching show number 2502 of the Tom Taylor Sports Show, live today at Big John's Closeouts in downtown Elizabeth, where we hammer high prices. See you back here tomorrow, 11 o'clock from Food City and Gray on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. See them. So long. Thanks for watching show number 2502.